Hi and welcome to our channel. My name is Damien Galvin. I'm the founder of White Mountain Property, which is a real estate agency in Bucharest and Brasov. We're currently in week 6 of the quarantine, April 21st, 2020, here in Romania. And I'd like to share with you some tips and advice that may help you in the real estate world here in Romania. The state of the lockdown is pretty total. It's fair to say the population in Romania very much adhered to the letter of the advice given by our president, and as a result now we have under 500 fatalities compared to, say, the UK, which has had almost 16,000 fatalities at this point. So clearly the advice has worked, but many people have taken it literally. They don't even venture out of their house to go shopping. They're afraid of getting a penalty, a fine for the things you are actually allowed to do. You're allowed to take exercise, you're allowed to go on essential journeys, shopping and so forth, and if you've got essential work to complete, you can do that perfectly legally, including if you've got an urgent need to move properly. Let's say you're in a financial difficult position, or you need to move home for one reason or another. It's perfectly legal to do that and carry that out. The impact that people's perception on the quarantine has had on the real estate and many industries is that they have at least a perception that things have closed down totally. But in reality, there are plenty of transactions, plenty of movements taking place where people have no other choice but to move. And I'd like to offer advice to 3 categories today that may help you. Firstly is to tenants. We've been around since 2006, renting everything from studios to hotels and everything in between, warehouses, factories, shops, offices, houses and so on. We manage currently 64 properties around the city of Bucharest and Brasov, and so we've got a wide experience of every type of scenario over the many years. We've seen recently, of course, tenants in Romania, with the social support system here isn't as strong as it is, say, in Germany, France, UK. We don't have the financial backup that Western countries do. So there are plenty of people that have found themselves out of work on technical unemployment, or actually they've lost their job completely, or their incomes have reduced dramatically. And I would offer advice to those people in that situation. If you do find yourself unable to pay your rent, my strongest advice is pick up the phone, talk to your landlord, talk to your property manager, explain your situation, and you might be surprised by the results. Certainly we've seen so far rent delays, rent reductions, and even rent eliminations. We've had landlords that have cancelled the rent completely for at least 2 months until we see where we are with the situation in, let's say, May or June. So don't dismiss that. It's a very real option, and you may be surprised by the outcome. If, however, you find that you've tried that and you're still not able to come to some agreement with your landlord, and you do need to downsize for financial reasons, there are plenty of good offers on the market at the moment. Plenty on our site, plenty on the other sites as well. So my advice is look out, see what you can find that suits your budget better. Find yourself a good agency or a good agent. Go by recommendation and reputation only. So look on places like Google Maps for testimonials. It's a great place to find good agencies, or talk to friends and colleagues. Even on Facebook groups, you can track down a good agent to work with you. Once you do, my advice is offer them your fidelity. Convince them that you only want to work with them, and you're not just vaguely interested in engaging their time without really being committed, because this is the thing that faces most brokers. They don't really have an idea of which clients are serious and which clients are not, and so they have to choose which clients they're able to help. And time is, of course, the most precious commodity in this domain. So the more of the relationship you build with your broker, certainly the better the outcome will be for you. And ultimately, it's about finding you a better deal. The small fee that you'll end up paying could be up to half a month. You should more than offset with the offer that your broker brings you, the savings you make either long term or short term. So it's a very wise investment, and of course you gain the experience, or you get on your team the experience needed to find you the best result. And real estate brokers won't make the same mistakes you might make, let's say, in choosing the right area or knowing the right price to pay. So it's a wise investment. My suggestion is, again, simply ask the broker to send you a short list of what he can find. Give him honest, genuine feedback. If you don't like the interior or the decor, tell him straight so he can refine his search, or she can refine their search more accurately. And then finally, when you get it down to a short list, ask your broker to go and make you a virtual video, a walk around tour. Once you've done that, you can then shortlist which ones you really think are justified, and then you simply fill out the form. I'll include a link down below. You simply fill out the form, date it, sign it, and either use a printed copy or keep a copy on your telephone. Keep that with you, a copy of your ID or your passport, and you're perfectly at liberty to travel to these viewings. Of course, normal precautions apply: gloves and mask where possible. Maintain social distancing. Don't go to unnecessary meetings and interactions with people if you don't need to. But you can certainly narrow it down to the bare minimum. The next group is to buyers. Again, the market is very active at the moment. There's plenty of offers on the market, and there are more offers than there are requests. So now is a buyer's market. So there's plenty of good opportunities out there. There's a small percentage of very good deals. It's not the big crash that everybody was predicting. Certainly we're not seeing that, but there are some very, very good offers. And for the reasons I mentioned a few moments ago, landlords and sellers are willing to drop their prices considerably depending on their own circumstances. And I've seen, certainly in the last week, an apartment that was a one-bedroom apartment on a lake, on a brand new development, reduced from 80,000 to 51,000 euros, so very good deal. That's not common, that's not widespread, but they do exist. In another case, I saw two rentals, a villa that was reduced from 1,500 to 800 euros in Otterpen here, and also a premium two-bedroom apartment that was reduced from 1,500 to 900 euros. Again, this is not widespread. There are some examples out there, but certainly it's worth asking the question. So the same advice as before: find a good broker, build fidelity, build a relationship, and stay in touch with them. My third piece of advice would be to sellers, people that need to sell their property at this time. Take the time that you've got available to you now to prepare the property in its best light, fix all the small issues of the house. If you can, maybe even consider upgrading or refreshing the house. There are plenty of painters and decorators available at this time, and also our own maintenance team, for example, is currently working for essential work, and there's an opportunity for you perhaps to, while it's not so busy, get the property in its best shape. Then once again, find a good agent that you're happy with. Make sure you get good quality photographs, good quality description. Play a role in that. Interact with your broker. Make sure that you contribute to the marketing description, and then ask him to send you copies of the links that he uses to his own website and to the other portals such as OLX, Imobiliare, petrom, wizmo Homes, and so forth. Look at each of those links and verify that you're happy. Does this present your property in the best possible light? Ultimately, there's a market for every property and every price and every quality point. It's just a question of finding the match. So it's all about network, it's all about exposure. You can play your part in that, and you can keep a close relationship with your broker to make sure he's doing his part, he or she's doing their part, and just basically stay in constant contact with them. So I hope you find this advice useful, and I hope you're all staying safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please click subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you next time.